Okay, so what did you guess for horsepower and torque?
I'm guessing 168 horsepower and 180 foot-pounds of torque.
It did 130. Corrected. 133 and 153 foot-pounds.
Wow, I told you they were tragic.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, everybody, today's a fun day. It's the first time we've ever done something like this. We've decided to dyno every car in the parking lot. All of our employees have unique vehicles. Most are not diesels, you know, not too shockingly because not everybody here is a big diesel head, but a lot of diesels in the parking lot. But today we're doing everything. I think there's a Toyota Tacoma, something out there. Will and I are doing our Blazers. Make sure to watch that, it's gonna be hilarious. We've got some Ford Powerstrokes, new Powerstrokes, all kinds of anything in the parking lot. Anybody who wanted to dyno their truck, his member of Power Driven Diesel got the chance today. So anyway, check out the results. Some of them are pretty funny, and we had a lot of fun, you know, letting people run the dyno today.
Hey everybody, so we strapped it to the dyno just for some giggles to see what it would put down. So let's see what she does.
All right, next up is Lon, and it is new to him, F350 dually, super awesome tow truck. He picked this thing up for like 4,500 bucks. The 6.0 is kind of like the super deal of the day if you know what to do to them. And this thing's a towing beast and it makes a lot of power. It's over 900 foot-pounds of torque, clear down at 2,300 RPM. And his horsepower max was 430 at 3,400 RPM. So this is a good towing machine, honestly. For 4,500 bucks, I think he's probably into it under 7 grand with all the parts we put on it. And obviously he's doing the labor, so you know that's free to him. But he's got a good, awesome crew cab, long bed, dually truck, pulls real well. It's 900 foot-pounds of torque, and what was that, 400? What horsepower again? 430 horsepower. Pretty cool. All right, so Meyer just got off the dyno. His is gonna be the most powerful car in the parking lot today. You know, he kind of drove his little shotty in here. That thing always performs amazingly well. This is just a street tune-up, not his big heavy hitter tune-up. He just kind of wanted to run and show us all that his street tune could pretty much destroy anything in the parking lot, which it did very, very well. 919 horsepower, 1,370 foot-pounds of torque. No, what was his peak torque? His torque was 1,590, 1,591. 92. So yeah, 1,600 foot-pounds of torque, 900 horsepower. Pretty good, decent daily driver for a short wheelbase, scary truck to drive. Super fun. All right, Tim. Today is finally wrapped. Have you ever dynoed your own truck ever?
No, never.
You've had your truck dynoed?
Yes, but it's always been from the dyno operator.
Dyno operator always does it, which I've never let a dyno operator do my truck. No way. But it's because I don't know.
Well, you own your own dyno too.
Yeah, so. So this is the first truck you've actually wanted to dyno on our dyno. You got this together. This is, what is this? Do we know what this is?
This is a 04.5 Conrail with R compounds on it. You've probably seen it in Barron's 3rd gen install video. 30% over ejectors, Hamilton 178-208 towing cam, Air Dog 165 lift pump, and an MM3 tuner with custom tunes.
That 472, was that a 472 on there?
Yep.
So 472 with the stock turtle.
Stock. Not modified stock yet either.
Just stock R20 compounds. Cool. Well, so you know what to do.
Yeah, I think so.
You've been over the instructions.
Yep.
You're feeling solid.
Yep.
All right, let's watch Tim dyno his truck the first time. All right, good luck, dude.
Okay, Tim, so what are your guesses?
I have no idea.
Come on, horsepower, throw out a number.
Throw out a number. 600.
Just 600 even.
Sure.
Okay.
All right, next up is Tim. A lot of you guys have probably talked to Tim. He's one of our sales reps who kind of helps you guys out, kind of consults people on things they might need. This is his daily driver, common wheel Dodge. This is a 5.9 with our set of our towing twins on it. It's just stock HE351 with a 472. And this thing did peak torque at 2,500 RPM, was about 1,320 foot-pounds. 1318 is the highest number I've seen. So 1,318 foot-pounds. And his horsepower was 671. 671 is the highest number I see there. So 671 horsepower. So this is on a set of 30% over injectors. So stock CP3, and it runs really, really well. So that's a good running truck. Burnouts all over the place. He's having a lot of fun on it, and yeah, super awesome, good running truck. All right, Devin. This is Devin. She's one of our customer service, shipping, awesome superstars here at Cars and Diesel. She's probably helped you in some way or another. She has this awesome Toyota Tacoma. Since it's Dyno Everything in the Parking Lot Day, we said, Devin, go get your Tacoma. She said, sweet. She's so excited she can't even talk. She has glasses on. She's too nervous to be in front of the video. Show them that pretty face, Devin. Come on. No, I got my glasses on. All right, I'll show you my pretty face. How about that?
Yeah, it's all about you.
That's right, that's right. So, this is a bone stock Toyota Tacoma. It's going to blow our socks off. We took the trailer weight off because we didn't want to force her to pull a trailer. It's a gasser. I mean, come on, let's be soft with you. But she's been instructed to get to a certain speed and mash the gas. And in this one, it's actually matching the gas because this is a gasser, so it should be great. So, you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right, Devin's first attempt, Dyno awesomeness. Here we go. All right, Devin, that was awesome. We were all so scared at how long that pull took.
Really?
No.
Oh.
That's natural, but there's no boost. There's nothing going to blow up this little thing. So how much power do you think you made? What was your guess of the power before you did it? Do you have any guesses? 170 is a pretty good guess. All right, now we got Devin from customer service. She did not want to be filmed. She put on these big, nasty sunglasses, so we couldn't see her face. It was hilarious. She was in this little Toyota Tacoma and a little V6 in it, and we had a little shift spike here. These numbers are not real because this is calibrated up here, so these are like way skewed. Horsepower's fine, torque's way off. Actually, torque's gonna be right here after the shift spike. This will be what her torque reading is, and it's about 225, around 230 foot-pounds of torque. Peak horsepower on this thing was 195 horsepower. Never got to 200. So 195 horsepower to the ground. So Toyota Tacoma, 195 horsepower to the ground in Cedar City, Utah. All right, next up on Parking Lot Dyno Day is Eric, our video guy, usually on the other side of the camera. Now you're here in your 6.7 Ford Powerstroke. What year is this?
This is 2011.
2011. It's got a 50 horse tune on it.
50 horse tune, yep.
So we're gonna see if that's true or not.
I guess so.
Today's the day we're finding out. So you've seen a lot of these done. You're pretty comfortable running the machine yourself?
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna run 2011. That's it, right? 2011?
Yep.
2011 6.7 Powerstroke on the dyno. 50 horse tune. Let's see what it does.
Alrighty.
All right, next up is Eric, our video guy, and his 2011 Ford 6.7 liter. This was a fun run because Barron or somebody left the dyno loaded so high. This run, he ran this thing for, look at the time up here, right up here, you see time? Right there, 0 seconds. He ran this thing for 37 seconds. That's a long dang pull. But the truck took it just fine. He was making 448 horsepower, 449. So 450 horsepower at about, let's go to RPM here. Let's see what he was. So he's making 2800 RPM, 2,900 RPM is his peak power at 450 horsepower. Peak torque was about when he started the run, back 950 foot-pounds, looks like, 942. So, anyway, good solid, just a tune on this truck. He thought it was a 50 horse tune, but it turns out it's a little bit stronger than that. And yeah, thing's a real pretty truck, runs real nice, and runs for a real long time on the dyno. 45.
Alrighty, Todd. What are we testing?
All right. So we're here in the beast known as JR. My daughter's car,
45?
JR. Hold on. What? This car for my daughter for her first car because it's pretty nice, and I got a smoking deal. 2,000 bucks from 5.3 all aluminum LS, and we've been playing with some HP tuners. So this is a premium fuel tune by the Maestro Will Terry. We're playing some HP tuners because it's fun to play with. So this is a premium fuel tune. Got a little bit of timing in it. Still stock intake, stock exhaust, nothing special. Stock horsepower. This thing's supposed to make what?
I think 310 or 308 or something like that.
300-ish at sea level here, or 5,600 feet here. So not much here. Ain't got no turbo to make it up here. So it's naturally aspirated. And shift points are about 6,000 RPM. Took out some torque management, so it's actually pretty fun to drive around. It's not near as powerful as my truck, not even the same game, but still pretty fun. You want to get my daughter a 1,500 horsepower truck for that's not a good idea unless you're the Hoonigan guys. That guy's crazy, but my daughter's not getting a 1,500 horsepower first car. So this is her car, JR, 2006 Chevy Trailblazer, 5.3 LS, all aluminum, awesomeness. And we're going to see what kind of power we make with our little tune here at altitude. Here we go. Do one more run with forcing the converter lock and see if we're losing a little bit to the converter. Because the one before we locked it, well, we can control it.
Gotcha.
So by itself, it does not lock in second gear. Oh. So we're going to force lock up and see if we pick up any power. All right. So let me just let it idle here for a minute or two, kind of cool off. All right, is it recording? Okay, so.
Gosh, there's so much room in there.
What we've done so far is we've done 2 runs, both 196 and 190 horsepower. The first run, Baron loaded the thing like a diesel, so it could barely pull through. The second run, we fixed the load, so it sounded a lot better. First run, we had the torque converter forced lock. Now, this car does not lock up in second gear by its own, so we forced it with the HP tuners. The second run, we lost 6 horsepower, but it was just the factory transmission unlocked, as far as we know. So now we're going to try forced lock up again with the lighter load and see if we pick up that 6 horsepower we lost. We got some great theories going on so far. There's a nasty whistle noise. Some people think of a plugged up catalytic converter. This thing has like 230,000 miles on it, stock exhaust, so very possible.
The only way to test is to cut the cat off and see if it picks up power, right?
Yes, that'd be a future
see if
video.
The whistle gets,
we can't do that today.
Away.
We got other cars to do today. We got to do one more run this and back off because we got more cars in the parking lot to do today. But we're probably gonna do some testing on this stupid old truck just because it's so fun to mess around with this stuff and see, so you guys who are not diesel guys can see what's out there for you guys. So anyway.
So a 5.3 liter LS in the Trailblazer at altitude is 190 to 196 horse raw power to the wheel, actual measured power.
With a premium fuel optimized tune, not stock.
So, we got to flash it back to the stock tune after this to see what it does.
But even that's kind of not fair because it's not going to knock. It's got premium fuel. But, we can still see.
It'll still pull timing back, though.
Oh, yeah.
When you go back. So,
okay.
It shouldn't knock on.
You never know. Well, not at this altitude. Are you ready for another run? For last run? Okay, let's go. All right, this is turning into a way longer session than we thought. So Tim, our resident mechanic salesman, is certain the cat is plugged, so he's gonna get a temp gun, we think, on the catalytic converter to see how nasty it is. We may have like a 50 horsepower loss just sitting in that stupid catalytic converter. Lana agrees. I'm not cutting it off today because I got to drive this thing home. So my Ruby, my main vehicle, the truck, is getting a bigger set of injectors going for more power. So I got to have something to drive while we're getting that thing torn down and put back together.
So it's not your daily then, currently.
It's my current daily. Yeah, whatever I drive today is my daily.
Unlike Will's dailies. How many do we have to count back on?
Will's got 100 dailies.
So the question is my Trailblazer going to make more power than this one?
Yes.
Sure hope so.
I hope so.
You have a bigger cam,
High compression
Better
fans.
heads.
run leaner.
It's got premium, potentially nitro.
I just put premium in.
Potentially nitro.
Potentially nitrous.
Nitro, not nitrous.
Maybe.
Oh, I was thinking
Shell calls their fuel nitro, but
It's
it does not
V-Power,
have nitro.
bro.
V-Power.
It's got V-Power nitro fuel.
This is Chevron premium, so I mean, this is a
practice
great
in there.
test. If your car makes more power, obviously it's the V-Power, not the cam or the heads.
You got better heads too.
All right, so at the catalytic converter, you have almost 500 degrees, and after the catalytic converter is 200 degrees.
So 500 degrees in the cat, 200 after the cat.
What's this supposed to be? I've never even played with the cat on a gas
It
tank.
might be 100 degrees difference when it's a healthy catalytic converter.
So 300 degrees is excessive in your opinion?
Yes.
So that might be the shriek we're hearing?
It might be the shriek, we hear the banshee. I think we should call this thing the banshee myself.
Call this the Banshee
Yeah,
now?
because of the shriek.
And then after you get rid of the shriek, then what is it? The
JR.
groaner?
The groaner. All right, so we're gonna have to do a test afterwards to see if we pick up power from getting a high flow cat on here. Because obviously we're putting a high flow cat on here because that's what we would do. We're a responsible company and we put high flow cats on everything.
Well, when the cat doesn't work, the only upgrade is a high flow cat.
Yeah, high flow cat, that's right. All right, so are we doing another run or we just think we're pretty much stuck with that high
I
flow
think we
cat?
should do another run and see what happens, and I'll leave this on its little...
All right, last run, then something else is coming on dyno. Here we go.
What's the power, Lonnie?
191.
191.
So 191 to the ground. What's that corrected? 244-ish, you said earlier?
240 earlier was, right now, corrected is
We gotta flash it
236,
back to
240.
stock.
Torque you're making is 204, no wait, 256 corrected torque.
So to the ground, 250 foot-pounds of torque, 236, 240 horsepower, corrected for altitude with what we believe is a pretty nasty catalytic converter in this 230,000 mile thing we just picked up. So
Now let's put back on the stock tuning and see what it makes with no timing in it.
one more run again. We'll go back to stock tuning, no timing, just what it came like when we purchased the vehicle. This is taking so long. I'm sorry we're spending so much time on a 200 horsepower vehicle, everybody. I'm sure this is just so thrilling for you out there. But we're having a good time here, so here we go. All right, we got to brag on Will here a little bit on the Maestro tuning. So my fuel costs 40 cents a gallon more to run this tune. How much power did we lose going back to our stock?
So on stock tuning, we picked up, we lost 5 horsepower.
5 horsepower. Oh, that's so worth 40 cents a gallon.
So 5 degrees of timing is worth 5 horsepower on this stock car.
Oh my gosh. We got some work to do to make this thing run right. But you know, if it's all plugged in the catalytic converter anyway,
It might pick up
there may be a lot there that we're not seeing because we have other issues at hand. So anyway, this car is officially 190 horsepower to the ground in Cedar City, Utah.
Well, I will just leave
Uncorrected.
it on. I'm just gonna leave it on the stock tune for you. There's no reason to.
Yeah, then
to put the power. You put your cheap gas
put my
back
cheap
in.
gas back in. That's great. Heck yeah, dude. So, anyway, that is my truck. Wait till you see this thing next time. If anybody's interested, 200 horsepower, super fun, I know. That's good.
Everyone's interested. What are you talking about? The LS crowd's happening right now.
Oh, LS Crow's not looking good in our shop right now.
What are you talking about? You got second lowest horsepower car. But you actually, if I get my TDI on here,
Yes.
I will actually lose to you.
Wait till I get this monster exhaust system on here and I pick up like 20.
Yeah.
You'll beat him in torque.
Yes, I will probably. I hopefully beat you in torque.
All right, next vehicle up. Let's go.
Now here is the real horsepower machine coming in right here. Check this thing rev.
You're way. You need to go that way so far.
Short wheelbase, so you know it's fast. Got a cam.
Good.
Got headers.
Nope.
Pegs.
Shocks.
This is a blooper. It's all right.
Wait a minute.
You think it's just by
Shift spike. Hey, we got the shift spike.
You think so?
What? Yes.
Is that what it is? It's just like
See what it was at 6,100. So I let it
did you
shift.
shift or did you?
Yeah, shift. This would be a nice smooth transition. Yeah, look at your graph.
What was it?
Before that, you were like.
220? Like I thought? 190?
all right. So I like. You got like 3 horsepower on them.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
It's like 194 is where it started coming back down.
All right, let's do another one, and I'm not gonna.
Top it at the
I
gear.
wonder,
Let's do-
I wonder if our catch is like
Just put it in drive and let it go from a dig and see what it does.
just watch the power.
Yeah.
All right, so go dyno the screen. We're just gonna. $239.
But that's not what it really did.
Your second gear definitely pull higher power.
So it was only at
60.
160,
190, 91,
2. Huh. Doesn't have any more power.
How is that even possible? So it's pretty right. Either the catch or both like totally limited. Like that's all the flow you're getting through.
Or the torque management's cutting in and we haven't disabled it with ABS.
No.
What did you do?
The same, 190. Yeah. All right, Will is perplexed. He's got high compression heads and a cam in this and made the same power as my piece of crap stock. He's certain it's in the tuning. But no matter what, they both make 190 horsepower. So is it the catalytic converter? Or are we missing a table and torque management is kicking our butts? This is a mystery, which we will solve.
You look like factory wire.
All right, so this truck makes 196 horsepower. Mine makes now 186 because we took off our tuning. So I went from 191 to 186. We got to do. This just gives Will further motivation. We're gonna crack 200 horsepower to the ground.
I'm gonna work my butt off all weekend so this can hit 200 horsepower.
200 horsepower.
We can make it hit more than 200 real fast.
Yes.
There's a little tank
Little
over
bulb.
there. We can get
Get
a
off faggot. It's gotta dry.
250.
So
He's got like 7 dailies. We blow this one up, it's not a big deal.
You know, guys,
Yeah, this is his favorite daily.
This is actually quite fun. We're having a blast. We're laughing our guts out. We're having fun. We're tuning this stupid thing. This car's worth nothing. If we blow it up, we don't care. It's just fun. So, you know.
It has been on the limiter at least twice a day for the past 6 months I've owned it.
Yeah.
Why? Because who cares?
Who cares?
Why not?
Sometimes it's fine to find an old beater, even though it's not powerful yet. We're going to play with it, and we're having a lot of fun. So follow along. If you have an old Trailblazer or 5.3, maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you can tell us something. Say, hey, you morons, you're forgetting this. That'd be great. We could use your help. Anyway. All right. Now it's time for Will and myself. Now we both have very similar Trailblazers, 5.3 liter LS motors that we're playing around with. We've been doing some practicing and playing with HP tuners to see if we can get out of these things, and they've been a lot of fun. So Will's got heads on his. He ported a little bit, and he's got a little bit bigger camshaft, so he should make a ton more power than me. And really, he doesn't as much as he should. You can kind of see here, he's the dash line out here, and I'm the solid line. So his cam really pulls it out a lot further before it starts to fall, so that's nice. But the power difference isn't much. So let's see, I'm at 236 peak, and he's at 244. So, you know, 8 horsepower, 10 horsepower. What was it, 236? Yeah, 8 horsepower. Torque very similar, 251 for him. Where's that me? That's him. Mine's 256. So these are corrected numbers. When we were running them on the dyno, we probably did some uncorrected numbers just because we're curious. But at 5,600 feet here, you know, you'd make a lot more power. It's a big difference in these naturally aspirated vehicles going down in altitude. From here, you can really feel them pick up a little bit. And so, yeah, turbos are real fun if you live at altitude. It's a must-have, really. So this is stage 1 of these things. This is the Great Blazer battle that's going to be going on. And we're having some fun with doing something a little bit different. And anyway, we spent a lot of time running runs. We were surprised at how ineffective our tunes were making peak power. Made it way more fun to drive, but peak power did not change much. Which, you know, all we can do is play with timing a little bit. I think we lost like 5 horsepower going from our tuned runs to our stock calibrations. And anyway, these 5.3 LSs were, you know, really unimpressive so far. Hopefully, I guess our goal is, can we get as much power to the ground as they were supposed to dyno at the crank? That's kind of our hope. We're a long ways from that, so we're going to have to add some hard parts to make that happen. So anyway, this is the first part of the Great Blazer battle.
Can you tell everybody what you actually have done to your car? So it's got injectors and a VNT 1722 in it, and tuning, which tuned by me, which is obviously awful because it should be making more than that. Can you tell everybody what it is? 148, 273 foot-pounds of torque. But how do we unload it? Because I should be able to pull through that window faster. All right, Tessa. How much horsepower do you think it does?
I'll be happy with like 195.
190. That would be, if it's uncorrected, that would be Devon's.
Okay, so like 170.
Ooh. Okay, Murr.
I don't even know what this thing came with.
Right, that makes it even more fun for you to guess.
150.
150. Torques?
Torques?
Do you think my Volkswagen beats her torques?
190 torque.
190 torques. All right, well, we're ready to go. It did, after our reactions.
No, 80. You guys were like,
Let's just go is that I thought I was going to be the loser
I'm the
on
loser.
everything.
That's okay. It's just, it's a Jeep. Jeeps are fast, y'all.
All right, we're up for Tessa's Jeep Wrangler. What engine's in this thing? Is it a 3.8 or something? Is that what that says? No way. There's no way that big of an engine can be this pathetic.
Okay, so what did you guess for horsepower and torque?
I'm guessing 168 horsepower and 180 foot-pounds of torque.
It did 130. Corrected. 133 and 153 foot-pounds.
Wow, I told you they were tragic.
Yeah.
This was the funniest run of the day because I think Meyer and the guys are over here during the run and they're laughing at it and she's still running the car foot to the floor and they walk over and Meyer's like, how's it going? She's like, apparently not very good, while she still has her foot to the floor running the dyno because it took so long. I mean, look at this.
How's it going?
Horrible, obviously.
Her run lasted 45, 46, 40, almost a minute, 46 seconds. That's a long time to leave your foot in the floor. It's only making 100 horsepower. This is all over the place. This is 127 horsepower. We got 145 foot-pounds of torque. So this 3.8 liter Jeep motor is pretty terrible. Really unimpressive, honestly. I can't believe how bad it is. But so bad. So anyway, it's a really cute car. It's just very fun driving around. It looks really good. She's happy with it. But as far as power on the dyno, it was really pathetic. And we had time to have conversations with her while she was dynoing the run. We'd go back there and get a drink and come over. Hey, how's it going? Good. We're halfway through the run, I think. And go back and use the restroom, come back. I think I'm almost done with the run now. So anyway, it's pretty hilarious how long this run took. And she was a good sport. But yeah, if you're looking for a speed demon, this is not your vehicle. Okay, this is Tessa back in the dyno. They got some tuning for it. And it made it a lot smoother. I mean, the last graph was real rough. This is much smoother. The time dramatically quicker, 20 seconds. So power went up to 150 horsepower. Nice little bump. And torque went up to 165 foot-pounds. So it's still not a huge 15 horsepower. I mean, it's a way more usable dyno graph, way more fun. Got through the load way quicker. So yeah, tuned, this thing is much nicer. Nice flat, torque curve. You're just flat the whole way through. What kind of this engine speed we got here? So from peak torque, I almost built from like 3,100 RPM. And we're still right there. To 4,700 RPM. That's a pretty nice big, long, flat torque curve there. So it probably why actually it's pretty fun to drive on the street, even though it's pretty weak. It's just, it works relatively okay. So the tune really helped this thing out, and I think it's a little bit more fun with that tuning in it. The last guy on the dyno today is going to be Baron and his 6.0 Powerstroke. He loves 6.0 Powerstrokes, and we're doing a lot more playing with it, and we're kind of doing some playing right now on his. This truck made peak torque was at, let's go to engine speed here. Peak torque happened at 2,600 RPM, and that was 1,000 foot-pounds. He's in the 1,000 foot-pound club, 1,003, 1,002. So we got 1,000 foot-pounds to the ground. And this has got 608 horsepower, 608 on this one. So this is a pretty good running truck. This has a set of 175 cc nozzles, stock nozzle, 175 stock nozzle injectors. It's got a KC Turbo Stage 2, custom SCT tunes on it, stock trans. That's the kind of nice thing about the Fords is the stock tranny with tuning can take a lot of power. It's kind of pretty cool actually what they can handle. And yeah, that's really about it. Just some injectors, a turbo, and a tune. Still doesn't even have a regulated return on the fuel system. Still stock fuel, lift pump. There's really very little done in this truck to get this kind of power out of it. So again, like I said, these little 6-liter trucks can be had real cheap. And if you get some gremlins you can work out, you can actually have yourself a real nice hot rod for pretty dang cheap. So anyway, this 6-liter is a fun truck to drive around. Super nice, King Ranch edition. And yeah, it's a good running truck. All right, well, that's going to wrap up the first ever dyno the entire parking lot day here at Power Driven Diesel. I was quite surprised with the spread of power. I'm not sure many company parking lots have a range from 130 horsepower up to 900 horsepower trucks, with multiple 600 horsepower trucks and 400 horsepower trucks and 200 horsepower cars. I mean, we had pretty much everything covered here. So we actually had a lot of fun. It was really fun having the employees get on the dyno. We kind of made them run their own car, walked them through it. They're all pretty nervous, but it's not very difficult. So it's pretty fun to kind of get that for them and do that. Anyway, it was a fun day. I was really surprised at some of the numbers, and I'm really excited to really beat Will badly in the Blazer badly, so stay tuned for that. And stay tuned for some more 6-liter stuff, because we're playing with that a little bit more. And anyway, a lot of stuff's coming down the road, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So thanks you guys, and we'll see you next time.